Faison View Podcast, episode 119. Man, back with another episode, man. We right back at it. We getting right into it with some great topics, man. Number one, we gonna talk about the boondocks, man. Throw it back. Talk about the boondocks and its impact and how it's still relevant today. Secondly, we gonna talk about Kodak and Young MA. Whoa, buddy. And thirdly, man, knock it out the park. What you talking about? 12-year, $430 million, Mike Trout. My goodness. Man, we're going to get straight into it. The Boondocks aired in 2005 on Adult Swim. The Boondocks was a part of a magazine skit through the 1997-1998. Man, the Boondocks, such a great show. One of the greatest shows I've ever seen. Just animated shows, cultural shows, just in general, and it's so relevant to today. The Boondocks, if you guys never seen or if you guys never heard about it, man, I'm about to let you know now. It was just an amazing show, starring the amazing actress Regina King and the amazing actor John Witherspoon, who Regina King played Huey and Riley in the TV series, The Two Young Boys, and John Witherspoon, who played Granddad, who's Robert in the series. Robert Freeman. Amen. One of the greatest shows, man. Featured with so many great celebrities and actors, entertainers, whatever you say. Had Cat Williams in it. A pimp named Slickback, if you do know the show. They had Snoop Dogg. We had Wayne guest performances. We don't want to keep bringing his name up, but he was in the show. R. Kelly. We had tons of features just in the show, and it was just such a cultural experience, just not for us, but for the world to see who did tune in. So Regina King played Huey and Riley. Huey was the older brother of the two. Riley was the younger brother. She played both of the characters, did an amazing job. Man, round of applause for her for her Oscar award win, just recent. Ben deserved, especially for her performance in Boondocks, what really took her career, even though she was already doing good things, to another level. Huey, who played the big brother, who was always the controversial one, was the real intelligent and smart one. The world stopped when Huey talked, when you were watching that show, because he was so relatable, and he talked about ethnicity, politics. He talked about a lot of things that go on in the world today with entertainers and rappers. He talked about the fake bodies. He was very intellectual, and he was very in tune with a lot of things. He was woke. He was definitely woke. The crazy granddad, who was played by John Witherspoon, who is one of our favorites in all our great movies. Friday, as you probably remember him, in his most prominent movie. In many more movies he's been in. He's a legend. He played as Robert, who was the granddad, crazy, sporadic granddad, who was just always on Huey and Riley. But he was the cool granddad, per se. And lastly, Riley was always the young, stubborn, younger brother. he was very intelligent, but he came off as very, I wouldn't say, but in the show he came off very ignorant, man. He was like, man, whatever. Like, Riley was the young little brother who just didn't care. He was all about having fun and having a good time. And man, Uncle Ruckus, it shared a different light. Each character shared a different light into, honestly, our different cultures and different backgrounds, especially dealing with black people and with the type of black people they are in the world. Just to be honest with you, Uncle Ruckus had a disease in which he was he was black skin. He was black, but he was actually, his mind and mentality and just his physical was black, but his mind and mentality was white. So he had always different views. He hated the black people, always called them coons. It was crazy. Then they had a next door neighbor named Tom, who was the white suburban type of black person. You know how that go. But the show was just so great because, like, Huey and Riley, they were so important to the show because it showed a lot of what's going on today. I remember a scenario in a great show, an episode in which Granddad got a girlfriend, and they applied to today. He got a girlfriend, and she was just she had all the attributes and physical attributes, but it was fake boobs, fake body, and this is back when, you know, they've been fake boobs, fake body. It's been that way, but not as more prominent it is today, and they showed that back then, and Huey and Riley getting a preview. Huey being the intellectual he is, he always like, you know, he always went deep into things, but not by saying too much. But like Granddad, like her butt's getting bigger every day, and coming to find out her butt pop. She go to emergency room, and just things that happens today. You know, just having this perception that you need to have a crazy looking body to, you know, to pursue somebody, which is not the case. And also another case where my man Riley was a huge rap fan. One of the best episodes is when Thug Magnificent came into town, and Thug Magnificent was a popular co-host on the show. But this also just goes into today of how generation rap is and how they dress and how they're so flamboyant. Riley had this perception of Thug Magnificent that he was such a thug, he was tough, but behind the scenes he was sweeter than a Sour Patch. Sweet boy. And it was just funny to see because all these topics and all these things were happening in back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, where all these things, especially in the social media area, are being prominent and emphasized today. Like all these flamboyant rappers, it's all perception. You know, people were faking perception. You already know how they go. And it was just an amazing show, man. Like it reminded me of a gangster Proud Family. You know how Proud Family really talked about. They talk about little things and hidden messages within their show, especially the episode when they had about R. Kelly, basically telling everybody how we perceive R. Kelly. Yeah, a lot of people shun him and all these other things, but they still don't want to cancel him, which is confusing. But they've been talking about that. You know, it's a lot of different things that came up in that show that was just so great. Man, it was one thing that always bugged me out and had me laughing was the N-word moment, the nigga moment. You know, and you don't know really that moment unless you know what I'm saying, unless you from the culture. Like you bumping somebody, you having a bad day, man, things just go differently in that moment, bro. You just like, bro, what you doing? Like, man, it just, the Boondocks was just such a great show. I wish it would just come back, and I feel like it would have such a crazy impact on today because it was talking about things that was going on that's happening today. And it was just the realest show, man. Y'all have to tune back in. I watch it when I can. But the Boondocks is just such a legendary show, and I thought I should bring that up, man. We got to bring light to the greatness of that show and how classic that show was, man. Shout out to everybody that was involved in that show. That was a great time, really just a great time for TV. All right, man, moving on to my second topic, man. We getting right into it. Kodak, bro, you one of my favorite rappers, man. Kodak and Young MA. I'm just going to get a lot of people's views and points from this, but my view on it, I just feel like, Kodak, man, just be quiet, bro. Because it's Young MA. If you're not familiar with Young MA, we would call her a dyke or dom. But, you know, she presents her she presents herself as a male. I mean, she's a female, but she, you know, presents herself as a male. She probably just as tough as rugged as Kodak. We never know, you know. But it's confusing because it's not a situation where it's like Dage Loaf and you feel as though, you know, that she's cute and she got a type of swagger. You know, she's probably bi. And it's to preference, it's to each his own. But me, honestly, personally, as a dude, and I'm seeing a female that's dressed as a dude and really trying to persuade that image as me and like me and really don't look like a girl, honestly. I mean, besides her hair, people call her like the pretty handsome boy, whatever y'all call her. I don't call her nothing. But it's just crazy to see, you know, that him commenting on it. He could be trolling, but it just commented on that she's cute, and you know, I just feel like we should all just respect respect each other's sexual preference, because it's just getting crazy on the internet. It's getting crazy, man. And Kodak, man, he's a very good rapper, but you know he could say some crazy things sometimes. But I just feel like, dang, like, like I wonder if a lot of other dudes feel this way, because I don't. Or was it just keep it in the stack? Like, I can't look at another female that's trying to dress and look like me and try to pursue that. That's not cute to me. I mean, I don't know what everybody else do that ain't cute to me, man. Man, it just it's just a funny situation. And them going back and forth on social media, and I just feel like if I'm Young MA in that situation, I feel real just weird. Like how she's saying, she's just weird. I mean, I don't really get it at all. But hey, man, hey, look here, get to the bag. Get to the bag. You got to stay focused, because that's just wild. Everybody deserves respect in their sexual preference, because she out here taking dudes' girls. I don't even feel like you need to be worried about having a situation with her. She worried about your girl, point blank. And man, back to this, man. And this is a segue into this. My son is gonna play everything and do anything he wants in this world. But I'm gonna make sure, I'm definitely gonna make sure I toss him that baseball, because your boy Mike Trout, and if you don't know the MLB, you don't watch sports, I'm sure that you heard of it. If you haven't, here you go. 12-year, $430 million. Mike Trout extension to the Angels. Hey guys, I know we all have a passion. I know we all love things, but we might have to try to pick up that baseball. I think I might still got a little. Well, I'm still young, bro. Don't even play with me. You already said, girl, grind to the top, because I'm here with it. It's 12-year, $430 million. Ain't nobody in this world turning it down. And that is, and it stands as the largest and most highest paid athlete in the history of sports. Hey, man, y'all better chase this bag. Y'all better work hard, just in any profession. And I can understand how a lot of people, you know, ridicule a lot of entertainers and people that are athletes for getting so much money in high-paid sports. But at the same time, I understand people's point on this side, but I understand the athlete's point of view. Man, they gotta work hard. They putting their bodies on the line every day. And man, it's just much respect to the grind, honestly. I mean, he deserves everything he's worth. He's the best player in MLB. But it's crazy. We gotta start getting our children into these sports, man, to this bag. We gotta start chasing this 12-year, $430 million. I'm telling you, me and Kyrie gonna be in the backyard until 12 midnight. Practicing. But man, I love you guys, listeners and viewers, man. Tune in every week, every Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We is in the building, man. Faison View Podcast, man.